Hi guys, this is Hannah. I'm a 29-year-old cash budgeter and stuffer in Southern California, and this is HF Budgets. Today we have our third cash stuffing for March, so let's get right into it. Here we do have some placeholders, but in total we should have $910. We will be cash stuffing both my typical weekly pay, or like what I break it down to, but also my work bonus. So that is super exciting to be able to bump up some of our categories. So let's get started. We have $400 in placeholders, and then we have 50. I'm actually going to count that at the end. So we have 4, 20, 40, 60, 85, 20, 40, 60, 86, 20, 40, 60, 87, 750, 60, 70, 80, 90, 800, 810, 810, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90. So 890. 890, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 900, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 910, which is exactly what we should have. I do have my cash planning sheet to the side that I made in our budget with me. And we're just gonna go ahead and dive right in. So the first thing we're gonna do is unstuff my wallet. I do have $20 left in my wallet. It was a higher spending week this week. Got to go out with and do a little more with friends, which was nice. And then we do have some change to unstuff. I keep my pennies in my wallet, but I do take out all our silver coins. And it looks like we have a couple quarters and a couple of dimes. So we'll go ahead and stick it into our piggy bank. Not a lot, but more than last week. I don't think we had anything last week. So I'm gonna go ahead and actually stick these behind the $100 placeholders there, and we are going to restuff my wallet. So my wallet each week gets the same amount. It gets 175. I think that's 20, 40, 60, 81, 20, 40, 60, 160 and 20s, a 10, and a 5. And before we stuff this total amount into my wallet, we actually jump into a savings challenge to kind of help save just a little extra of the spending money that I put in my wallet. So we are working on this Under the Sea savings challenge, the Spongebob themed challenge by the Fancy Dollar over on Instagram. We are going to be adding $30 to this challenge. We typically do $30 a week into just an extra savings category. And I'm going to be doing that with this last 20 on this 10 for 30. I'll go ahead and add this in 20 and 30. So $30 going into this challenge. And so now in Under the Sea, we have 20, 40, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 10, 20. 120 with the Fancy Dollar. I like doing this just in the sense if it helps me save a little extra. If I do, like if I know I'm gonna have a big week and do need that money in my wallet, then I won't stuff it. But typically I have like a decent amount of rollover in my wallet anyways, so that is nice. So now actually going into my wallet, we have 20, 40, 60, 81, 20, 45. So 145 going into my wallet, and that's for groceries, gas, eating out, and then personal spending. Fantastic. Moving on, we are going to jump into our brown binder and start with some of our sinking funds. So first off today, we are starting in personal health. Personal health is going to get $5. So now in personal health, we have 20, 40, 50, 55, 60, 61, and 62. In personal health. Next up we have household. Household will also be getting $5 today. And it now has 10, 20, 25, 30, $35. Skincare is getting $5. So now skincare has 20, 40, 50, 55, 60, 65. Emergency today is going to get the first of our placeholders. So we're putting $100 into emergency today, and we're actually using this savings challenge from NessaBudgets over on Etsy, and we are going to cross off $100 worth of circles to contribute to the savings challenge. And then the placeholder I did just transfer, since it was that $100 threshold, I did just transfer it over to my emergency fund savings account. So that is all taken care of, and that's why we have a placeholder. So we will do that in 15, 30, 45, 60, 75, 90, 100. That is great. It's awesome to see the progress on the savings challenge. So let's go ahead and give this a count. Out of the 500, we have 1, 2, 300 in the bank, 10, 15, and 20. So $320 in our emergency fund with this savings challenge. Awesome. Christmas today is going to be getting 5. So we have $100 saved in the bank, 20, 30, 35, and 36 in Christmas. I will save $5 a week for Christmas, and then I also have a mini going towards Christmas, so that's what bumps it a little. And then car maintenance today is going to be getting our one and only 50. So now in car maintenance we have 50, 70, 90, 100, 105. That was a nice little bump for car maintenance. This is one that I'm hoping to continue to build, because this always seems to be a surprise. Something's always needed with the car. And so it's nice to have money saved up for that. All right, jumping into our second savings or second sinking funds binder. Jumping into Costco. Costco today is going to be getting $20. So now in Costco we have 20, 40, 45, 50, 51, 2, and 53. I really want to go to a Costco business center. And so we're saving up for an extra special Costco trip. H Mart today is getting $10. We're building this one back up, so we have 20, 30, 35, and 40 in H Mart. Friends today doesn't have anything, but it is getting 20, so it will now have 20. I did use that last weekend, and we are building it back up. Nothing planned this weekend, so hopefully we can get that to continue to grow. All right, personal spending this week is going to get $20. So now we have 20, 25, and $30 in personal spending. I did just get new watch bands for my Apple Watch. I haven't been wearing my actual Apple Watch, as you can see, but I have started to walk and would like to track my steps. So I did order some watch bands, but I used credit card points that I had. So I didn't have to pay anything for those, which was nice. So I didn't have to pull anything from personal spending. Savings this week is going to get $5. So now in savings we have 20, 25, and 30. This is just an extra savings envelope. Travel today is going to be getting 20. And so now in this travel envelope we have 20, 40, 60, 70, 75. So we're almost at our next 100, or we can transfer it over to our big travel binder. And then I will go to our larger travel binder after we finish this binder so I can make a little space. Hannah today, Hannah is getting 20. So now in Hannah, we have 1, 2, 300, 20, 40, 50, 55, and 60. 360. For this envelope, this is just kind of like any bigger wants that I have, or I know I'm saving for a concert coming up at the end of May, but it is nice to just have this building, and it's kind of like a catch-all for any like larger events that I have, so it could double as that. Clothing today is going to get 20. So now in clothing we have 51, 20, 40, 55. 155 in clothing. I am going to go shopping probably sometime in April for my Europe trip in May. And I want to do that thing where it's like, now I'm not going to remember what it's called, but essentially you take like 9 items, and within those 9 items, you kind of stack it like a grid, so it's like a tic-tac-toe grid, and the way that it comes out is like you have essentially like a plethora of different outfit options. So hoping to be able to find some like closet staples to be able to do that with. All right, gifts today is going to be getting $5. So now in gifts we have 20, 30, 35, 40, 45. In gifts, 30, 40, and thriving is going to be getting $5 today. And now we have 20, 40, 60, 80, 90, 95, 100, which this is awesome. I'm actually going to set this aside. And I think I did put this as 100, but I am going to take this out of this envelope and move it to my travel binder. So we'll start over from 0 in this smaller envelope, and then once we hit 100, move it into our travel binder. So I will go ahead and do that. Budget items today is going to be getting 5, so now it's 10, 15, and $20 in budgets. Budgeting items or shop small. It's kind of a double envelope. Disney spending this week is going to be getting 10. So now in Disney spending, we have 20, 40, 50, 60, 70, 75, and 76. I'm building this. My brother's coming out in April, and he is taking a trip with a friend, and I would like to be able to treat them to either a meal or a drink at Disney when they do come out. Tech this week is getting 5. So now in tech we have 20, 40, 60, 75. Invest is also getting 5 this week. So now in Invest we have 10, 20, 25, and $30 in this envelope. And then our last envelope today in here is going to be Extra Alley. This is just an extra savings account. It's getting 5. We have 20, 40, 50, 60, 70, 75 in Extra Alley. Awesome. So that is all for our sinking funds. We are going to move into my travel binder. It is the only A5 binder that I have in my system. And the first thing that we are going to do is actually turn back to 30, 40, and thriving and put this $100 in. I will probably end up putting this in the bank and then getting a placeholder, but just to double check, we have 20, 40, 60, 80, 90, 95, $100 going into this envelope. For 30, 40, and thriving, this is saving up for a 30th birthday trip for my best friend and myself. She turns 30 in November. I turn 30 in February of next year. She turns 30 this November, and then I'm next February. And then we are planning a trip summer of 2027 to celebrate both of our 30th birthdays. We are going to also jump into our Europe trip. This Europe trip is a trip I'm taking in May. I'm doing a 2-part trip. I'm going to go see my brother, who's going to be here in April. He actually lives in Amsterdam, so he's in the Netherlands. I'm going to go see him for a week, and while I'm visiting him in the Netherlands, we're actually going to London. So that's been an exciting development of our trip. So we'll be going to London for a few days. I'll be in Amsterdam for a few days, and then the second part of the trip, I am going to meet up with my dad and my aunt, uncle, and cousin in Sicily. So I'll be in Sicily for half the trip. All that to say, Europe today is going to get the rest of our placeholders. So we're putting $300 into Europe. And so now the flights are paid and the stay is paid for. So now we're working on spends and activities. I kind of put everything in spend. I think I'm gonna put the 300. I have these inserts that I've been using, and I haven't like really budgeted out like specific dollar amounts for each of the categories, and I've just been putting everything in spends. I think for the 300, I'm gonna put it into activities. And the reason with this is I know we're doing like a cooking class, and my aunt just sent some like tours, and so it'd be nice to kind of like split it up and see what that looks like for just like my sake. So we'll put the 300 in activities. So 300 in activities, and then in spends we have 100, 200, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 65, 66, 7, 8, and 9. To 269 in spends. So we have a total of 569 currently in this Europe envelope. And I do know we will be finishing a larger savings challenge today, and we will be stuffing that into there as well. So that'll be exciting. Okay, speaking of savings challenges, we will jump into our last binder here today, which is our savings challenge binder. We went ahead and we already stuffed our Under the Sea challenge, so we are jumping into this Savings with Friends challenge book from Budget with Amanda. So we scratched off the 8 and the 6. I already cleaned them off and then took the stickers off so I could reuse this. But we scratched the 8 and the 6. So we are stuffing $14 in here today. 10, 11, 13, 14, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So now in our Savings with Friends, we have 10, 20, 25, 26, 7, 8, 9, 30, 1, 2, and 3. $33 in our Savings with Friends. And we're working on the 101 Dalmatians page. So we are going to go ahead and scratch off our next number or two. So let's jump back over to the left side here. We have a 9 and a 7. So a little bit of a higher week this week. That is okay. So we'll be stuffing $16 into our Save with Friends next week. I'll move that to the side. All right. It's the time we've all been waiting for. I have been working on this 50 envelope challenge for quite a while now, and we are going to be finishing it off today. So in my budget with me, I budgeted $4 from my income, and then we do have the wallet rollover of 20. So I kind of planned that out a little, knowing what I had left. So the 4 envelopes that I have left equal 24. 12, 17, 24, yeah, 24. And so I kind of made sure I had the 20 left over in my wallet and kind of stopped spending when I was like, okay, I want to put this towards my 100 or my 50 envelope challenge. So we are going to go ahead and finish this challenge. So we completed it one time around. I did initially have the thought to do this twice. I still think I would like to do it twice. I'm not going to do it twice back to back. That was my initial plan. That was also before I started actually filming. Not that that really does anything or changes anything, but we are finishing this off. So after we add this 24, we should be at $12.75. And I do have some of these in placeholders because it was a lot to have. So we have 1,000, 100, 200 in the bank, 20, 40, 50, 60, 65, 70, 71, 2, 3, 4, and 75. Ah, this is so exciting. So I'm just gonna go ahead and write the date at the top. And set that aside. And we are actually gonna go ahead and jump right into, because I do not want to wait, jump right into our travel binder again. And we're going to put this right into our Europe trip. Okay, so I think a majority of this is going to go into spends. I think the way that I'm going to do is I'll put the 1,000 and then the cash into spends. And then I'll put the extra 200 into activities. And even when I have these like even though I'm like dividing it up, when it comes down to the trip, wherever the money is needed is where it'll go. Let's go ahead and give this account now. So in spends, we have 1,000, 100, 200, 20, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 300, 10, 20, 25, 30, 35, 36, 7, 8, 9, 40, 41, 42, 43, and 44. So $13.44 in spends. And then activities, we have $1, 2, 3, 4, and $500. So what I'm gonna do, and I did kind of have a plan. We're gonna switch it out for that $100 placeholder and $500 placeholder just to kind of condense it a little. And then that will be all for our Europe trip. Oops, sorry, I didn't mean to hit you. I will go ahead and condense that a little so it's not as thick, and then we can add like another 100 into our savings account, because I do plan on essentially putting everything on my credit card and then paying it back after. So currently all that money that is in placeholders is sitting in a high yield savings account. Fantastic. Okay, so we finished a big challenge. I am going to be adding another challenge from the Cash Dash book into this savings into my savings challenge binder. So we are going to do this save 500 kind of ladder. I did see Happy to Plan, Desiree over at Happy to Plan is currently working on this Cash Dash board as well. And I saw it and I was like, that's cute. And I did get the Cash Dash activity book from her. She was the first one that I saw use it. And so I did get it through her link. It's over on Amazon and I have the description down below. But we are going to use this. I am taking a 4th of July trip with my friends. So that's our friend group trip. It's another local trip. So we are going to put this towards that. We're going locally, so really the biggest expense is going to be for an Airbnb. So we will start saving for this next week. So we'll go ahead and, do I want to put it? I mean, I could just fold it, but I think I'm going to keep it out like some of the other larger savings challenges that I have. But we will go ahead and get that started next week. Moving on to our Pizza Fridays. Pizza Fridays, this is by MikaelaCreationsCo over on Etsy, and we are adding $25 into this savings challenge this week. So we get to do that 25, 20 and 5. And so now in our Pizza Fridays, this is going to be going towards my emergency fund. So we have $300 in the bank, 20, 30, 40, 50, 55, 60, 65, 66, 7, 8, and 9. So $369 in our Pizza Fridays. That one is doing good. That's a slow and steady one. Our next savings challenge, this is from NessaBudgets. It's a Friends Themes scratch off challenge. Last week we scratched a number 19. And this is going to be going towards my car, an extra car payment once we complete it. So let's go ahead and add in the 19. So now in our Friends Savings Challenge, we are 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 85, 86, 7, 8, 9, 90, 91, 2, 3, 4, and 95 in our Friends Challenge. And we are also going to go ahead and scratch our next number here to see what we will be saving next week. And we have a 14. Do we want to scratch another one? That is the question. This is stressful. I'm gonna keep it at 14, and we'll just do a little bit of a lower week this week, and that's okay. I might decide against that in our budget with me, but I doubt it. So we will be stuffing $14 into our Friends next week. That'll go towards our car savings. Yeah. All right, moving on to the first of our 2 annuals in this binder. We have this cute March annual from Buttercup Budgets. We are going to be completing March today with $6. I did find this one, and then the one from Budget with Amanda over on Kofi. So definitely go check them out if you like these. So now in March, or for March, we save 10, 15, 20, 25, 26, 7, 8, 29, and $30 in Buttercup Budgets. And let me go ahead and stuff Budget with Amanda, and then we'll go ahead and put in our new savings challenges for this. So in Budget with Amanda, this is the second year long I'm doing. I did get this one on Kofi as well. We are stuffing $2 to finish out this March challenge. And then our March challenge with Budget with Amanda, save 10, 15, 20, 21, 22, and 23. So 2 of our March savings challenge complete. And then I do have our April challenges in the front here. So here's our April challenge from Buttercup Budgets. It's really cute. I like the yellow and pink that we have going on. And then we have little eggs as our like random number. And I am gonna do each egg to be $1. And so we will go ahead and start this one off next week for Buttercup Budgets. And then our year-long for Budget with Amanda is this cute little April one. It has bunnies and carrots on it. We will also be starting this one next week as well. And then we're gonna jump into the back here and then stick these 2 March challenges into our kind of like in waiting. This is where I'm holding them now. I know it's gonna get too full for this envelope. I might do like half the year in one envelope, half the year in another, but currently holding them back here for now, and then we'll do a count of those at the end of the year. F1 is not getting anything. I'm saving Max Verstappen's points. He did not finish, and he did not finish in the points for the sprint race. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, that is a-okay. All that to say, we don't have anything going into this envelope this week, and we won't until our next race weekend. Jumping into the last 2 savings challenges, here we have this color and save with budget with Carly. We are adding $4 into this one today. And we are gonna color in another 3 and another 1. So we're gonna go ahead and do this larger 3 here, since we're only coloring in 1. And initially this was going to be going towards my invest like brokerage account, but I'm not sure if it's going to stay that. It might go into my Roth IRA. I'm not 100% sure, but that is okay. And so we will do our next $1 space. We'll just do this $1 here, since it's right next to the one that we just did. I don't have a rhyme or reason which way I'm going with this, but once we are done, it'll be all colored in. I did get this over on Kofi. It was another free download, so if you're interested, I'm not sure if it's still up. It was a while ago, but go check out Budget with Carly. She has some great things both over on her Kofi as well as her Etsy. So now in our color and save, we have 20, 30, 35, 40, 41, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 46. And then our last savings challenge today is a Save Your Way in 2026. This is from Shade's Budget over on Kofi. And we are going to be completing this last row here for $16. So we have 2, 8, 10, and 16 going into this savings challenge. This is also going to be going towards my Europe trip in May. So my goal is to finish this out by May. I've been doing either a rectangle or a row a week. So if we can stick to that, it'll take us 4 more weeks to complete this savings challenge, and we'll definitely be done prior to that trip. So let's go ahead and add this 16 in. That is everything that we have left, as this is our last challenge. So now in Save Your Way, we have $100 in the bank, 20, 30, 40, 45, 50, 55, 56, 7, 8, 9, and 60. 160 saved in this one. All right, everyone, that concludes our savings, our cash stuffing for this week. I hope you guys enjoyed it. It was nice being able to stuff a little extra into our sinking funds. We got to finish out our 100, oh my goodness, this is definitely not a 100 envelope savings challenge, our 50 envelope savings challenge. So it's nice to have that all together with our Europe, in our Europe envelope. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that. If you did, go ahead and comment, give this a like, and I will see you guys next time. Have a great one.